Welcome to Being Human podcast with me, yours truly, Agnes Maggimbi. On this platform, we get to be vulnerable and highlight challenges that affect us as human beings. We also share real life stories. And today with us is a special guest. Ta-da! He is an actor, he is a director, he is a teacher, and a script writer. Okay, that's what I got from Google. I don't know if I'm true, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Ruhinda Kwezi Kaganda.
Actually, the names are Kwezi Kaganda Ruhinda.
Apologies. Order. My goodness. Yes, in that order.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us more about yourself. You're a celeb, by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah, kind of. But what do you really want to know about me?
You've been here for generations. So your profile says a lot on Google. So the audience would like to know who Mr. Ruhinda is, what he has done for the Ugandan fraternity, and we shall dive into a topic of today, which is normalizing mental health around men. So,
okay, basically I was born in 1966.
Okay.
In Tinda Semota Road. I was actually born at home. It was during the curfew.
You had curfew then before COVID?
Yeah, that was during the Kabaka crisis.
Oh.
When the test was being ousted from the palace.
Okay.
So there was curfew and my mother couldn't get the opportunity to go to hospital, so I was born actually at home.
Yeah. Well, that's a milestone.
And growing up, I grew up in Tinda, Nakuru, and my dad is from Fort Portal. My mom is from Bushenyi.
Okay.
But basically, I think I'm more of an Uganda because I grew up
in the
Uganda,
central.
But I speak my languages as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. So you're the city bonds of those days.
Yeah, kind of.
You've seen Kampala develop.
I've been in Kampala all my life, so.
But you were complaining about getting here and how you've taken long without getting in the city center.
Yeah, because when I was working, at one point I was working with the 𝘼𝙬 newspaper, which was on William Street.
Yeah.
And then those days, I knew Kampala so well because I was in advertising and all that, so I used to move around a lot. And then after that, I went to Namasangali and taught for almost 10 years. Yeah. So when I came back, basically,
you were in
my own world.
Your own world.
There was no cause for me to come into the city center. Anymore. So I think I've spent almost 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, to be quite honest, because I stop at the National Theatre, I just go through the city center.
So you're the Jumia clients.
Yeah. I mean,
order
things
from
have
home,
changed.
Deliver, what?
Things have changed and that has helped a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no necessity of coming to town. Because then we used to come to town because we had things to buy in town.
Yeah.
Today we have
everything.
Supermarkets everywhere. And you can access.
Accessibility is easy.
Yeah, you don't have to come to the city center
to get things.
Unless you have business in the city center. And the nature of my work is that I have nothing here.
Exactly. You're the Jumia clients that we're talking about.
Not really. You have to put the things
because some people put in the price element. They're like,
but you remember, you also have transport to come to town, so it's easier if you actually get somebody to
get it at your convenience.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a great profile. Thank you for getting out of your shell to be here, because we shoot in the city center, and I believe it's been like a tour experience.
Yeah, it has. There's so many buildings I haven't seen before.
15 years.
Yeah.
Banange miaka miwanvu ejo. But regardless, thank you for being here. Today we are really diverging into elements, not really elements, but how we can normalize mental health around men. Previously, actually in June was the mental health, Men Speak Up Mental Health Month. And I saw a gentleman, he's also in the media space. He posted that he was depressed and people were commenting, telling him how he can't speak, etc. But previously, the older generation, we've not experienced men being open to talk about what affects them, because ideally it was more like a toxic masculinity environment of ono musajja wa munju kyayogera tekidibwamu alina ekikopo kye emmere bafumba alya mutwe is it I remember but yes they had specific items around the household of tobikwatako, so there was that fear of even your dad when he comes, like everybody scatters. So we did not really have a relationship with fathers then out of the fear element. But worlds change, generations change. Now we are into a different set of an environment where men cannot take the whole load and they need help. But we do not know how to help them because the environment which was created was more of like a martial environment. So when you look at a man, you actually, a man is equivalent to Superman. That's what we know. And when a man comes out to say, I'm depressed, Ogamba, that's a soft man. Even within their peers, I've seen when a man is emotionally available or a different man, like shows up for family, walo banna bagamba nti oyo nayo manye ayagala nnyo family. So they try to, even those ones that are trying to do better, they're talked down by their peers. So today we are addressing on how we can normalize mental health around men, and you being in the industry for a long time, you can also share ideas that can uplift somebody or what you've gone through and how you've overcome the mental side of things, and we get to know that.
I think basically what has happened is that society has high expectations of men.
Yes.
And they kind of put demands. And it's not like men are not emotional, like you say that they're supposed to be this. But the thing is that as a man, you are not expected to show softness. It's supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
So in most cases, when men have problems, they don't express themselves. Because they believe that doing so, that makes them look weak.
Yeah.
Because the expectation is that a man is supposed to handle stuff.
Yeah. You're strong. You have to run the world.
Men don't cry. That's what they say.
Yeah.
But men do cry internally. A lot. And that, I think, is one of the things that causes them pressure.
Yeah. Because they don't let out.
They don't.
But then when it comes to depression, I bring in the aspect of females. You know, we have friends. Our friends help us a lot. Like when I'm depressed, I'll call a friend and let out. Men relationships are different. Like even when you have your guy friends, you don't talk about the deep stuff.
You don't, because it makes you look weak.
Yeah, but why would you be weak within your peers? When I'm liba sajja.
It's a sense of pride, I believe. It's because, I don't know, it's just that there's that inner pride that doesn't let you even admit to your fellow men that you are lacking. Because I know in so many instances where you are in a position where you can actually ask a friend for a favor, but you don't because you feel like by doing so, you are less of a man. Wow.
But then that's challenging because I would think that your pride works around women. Like with women, you have to show the macho-ness, you have to show your ego has to be on 100%. But with fellow men, it should be a softer landing.
It is a softer landing, but still, as a man, you don't want to show your peers that you are not able to provide.
Because your friendship is not genuine?
It is genuine, but somehow, I don't know what it takes, but there is something inside you that tells you that if you admit that I cannot even, for example, pay rent, wow.
That means I've failed in life.
Yeah, it's a failure as a man. Even to your fellow men, they go like, oh, dude, this guy can't afford this. So
how does somebody out there who is a man trying to like maneuver through world manage such scenarios? Because these are daily things. I think what has made us put this heavy load on men is because we think everything should be handled by them. Like they should have 100% solutions to everything.
True.
Yet they're also trying to live the world and they can only manage what they can. And things of not paying rent, things of being broke are normal things that happen on a normal human being. Because even as a woman, I can wake up when I don't have any cent. And
yeah, but see, as a woman, that is expected. I mean, we're supposed to be providing for you. So if you are broke,
yeah,
it's okay.
So I should just sit and wait.
Yeah, but as a man, society demands that you take care of
you have to find solutions, and those things bring you to be addicts. They make you be in the bars and bring all sort of other unwanted practices that happen to men because they cannot recognize the fact that they're not Superman or Supermen.
I think men do recognize that internally. They know that I'm not a Superman. I cannot. There's certain things that I can't do, but I cannot admit to the world
that you are weak.
Yeah.
Kati, how do we help them? Because me, growing up with my father, of course, seeing him as a Superman, there are certain things that men shield from kids. But I think he tried to be very logic around how to mitigate the world, that he would actually preach that the world is not easy. And he taught us simple elements that have actually helped us be who we are, like being accountable, working hard, all those things. But again, he never at one time came home and showed that he was hurt or broken. But now I think there's a meme I saw trending online that, you remember when your father would sit at a balcony alone? Now chulide. That was him trying to think hard on how to manage the homestead. So those same things, growing up seeing that, and now we want more softer men because we cannot deal with the macho person. We want this man that will tell you lero biganye or lero sente zibuze. Naye, we've been seeing this man who says tomorrow. They don't tell you they don't have, but that tomorrow keeps being tomorrow. So how do we help such a man?
I really don't know how you can help, because the truth of the matter is that things have changed. And right now, because men then commanded a lot of respect from the ladies.
Yeah.
And they were accorded that respect.
Yeah.
Then. But today, it's a little bit different. Women have been so empowered. And it makes men feel a little bit inferior. So admitting that you can't provide is like saying that women are actually
they
more
run
powerful.
the world.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so how do we help the man? Because now it leaves us on the it's a tricky. How do we normalize mental health? How do we push the gentleman to speak up? How do we tell him that he's also human? He does not have to have this load on himself. How do we preach kindness? How do we factor in all those elements to a man who has this Zendi Musaja?
I think it comes from again respect.
Okay.
If you begin to respect men for who they are, I think it is more easy for them to come by and tell you that they have a problem.
Okay.
But because right now there are certain things that society has set up that men are supposed to do, and if, for example, a lady comes to you and you can't provide and you can't do anything, then you're less of a man. So it becomes hard for you to open up to that person.
Okay.
That you're either broke or you can't provide. No, you don't.
So,
but if, for instance, you put less pressure on the men, I think they're vulnerable and they're ready to tell you the truth. But they won't, I can assure you. If if they're in a situation that they can't provide, they won't tell you. A man is the kind of person who will tell you come and ask for, provide for something, and he knows fully well he can't afford it, but he won't tell you.
They won't tell you no. I've seen. That's
It's
evidence-based. Tujja kuyiiya.
Yeah.
Katulindeko mu wiki emu.
So now it is even more depressing when you come back and you have not provided, and then you have a backlash. So that even makes you more vulnerable. So.
But I think tujja kuyiiya raises more hope, because wongamba nti tujja kuyiiya, I also count on you. You see, sometimes, women, we're emotional beings. Wongamba nti, let's push for tomorrow. I'll sit and wait for you to actually provide tomorrow. And when that doesn't happen, then I come back and start scolding you or telling you.
And now that's where the problem is. Like you just say that women are emotional beings.
Yes.
And for us, we're a little bit more logical. If you assess a situation and you know that, okay, given my current financial status right now, I won't be able to afford this or that. But if I told you that, then you're not going to look at the logic behind it, even if I try to explain to you.
What do you mean? You think are we the dumbest human beings on earth?
You're not dumb, but it's just that you expect that I'm the solution. So if I'm not the solution, then who is going to be your solution? So if I admit that I'm not the solution.
So you raise my hopes and then put them down.
Not really that putting them down, because the fact is I'll raise your expectations and I'll endeavor to try and meet them. But the challenges are most of the times they're hard. They're hard.
What expectations have you not reached, Mr. Ruhinda? Has anyone ever asked you for a car?
No, no, not really. But the thing is, there are so many things that you can't provide. Especially when it comes to a relationship. It looks awkward, for example, if I wanted to take you out and then when it comes to paying the bill,
you don't have money.
It's not like you don't have money. You have the money, but the money you can afford. For instance, if I took you out, here's the challenge. I'll take you out and have my 100K and I'll buy you a decent meal, and when you get there, you order for stuff which is way beyond my budget. And I can't tell you stop because I can't afford it.
But you just tell somebody, you know what, we have to live within our means.
It doesn't work that way.
Because you want to you want your ego to be like, you're egocentric. So you can't tell somebody no. You rather be in the deep hole than actually avoiding it.
Yeah.
Wow. Men are special human beings.
Because a guy will most certainly go ahead and even sacrifice his phone to pay that bill.
This one's a sacrifice phones.
Especially if you haven't developed a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
If you're just starting up a relationship, how do you start off on such a note where you can't even provide?
Njagalanga bwendi.
Njagalanga bwendi. That is a turn off. I can assure you.
But when you say njagalanga bwendi, you give the other person options. They know either I'm staying or going. So you solve each other's time.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, when you want somebody, you do. And you want to impress. So you do your level best.
Impressing. Men and impressing. But what is it with impressing? Do you have like insecurities that whenever you go out there, you just want to look your best? Because ideally, look, not even humanly, all of us are not perfect human beings.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, but you find that you meet a man today and he's just telling you a lot of things that he has accomplished, which is most of them are like 80% lies.
Yeah.
But because he wants to like create a very huge profile so that he loops you into his whatever agenda.
Yeah.
Then, and it does not come out right. You're supposed to, I believe we are supposed to just be open and share.
That's what you think, my dear, but the truth of the matter is,
Mwagalo bagala.
Yeah.
Wow.
First
wow.
you love me, then you know my problems.
Wow.
Then maybe then, after knowing who I am,
you decide.
Yeah. So I'll show you the other part of me which is agreeable to you. So when you get to fall in love with that, then it might make you more comfortable to accept me the way I am. But I can't start off by telling you
that I'm broke. This is
I can't afford ABCD. You run off.
Banange omuntu agoyingewa kubanga mulimbi abawala.
The fact of the matter is that even the women put us in that situation because the expectations are really high. If, for instance, you ask a lady and let's go out for coffee and say suggest a place and the place they suggest is way out of your
her lane.
Your lane as a man.
Okay.
The place that you suggest. How are you going to tell her that I can't afford that place? In the beginning, because you haven't even made rapport with her yet. So chances are you'll go like, okay, fine. And you'll go to the extent of even if needs be, you might have to borrow money.
To just impress her.
To impress her.
But then it confuses this other gender, our gender, because you know what, the standard you raise at first is what I expect going forward. So if you come to me now, Range Rover, please let's be Range Rover throughout the entire relationship. If you come to me in a premium, well, I'll be like, Bambi Gaya Gizako. So how do we manage?
You see, for me, that premium and whatever it is, that the Range Rover is a way of getting your attention first. Yeah, because I'm not going to get your attention at all. So if I get your attention first and then we can now begin to speak, then I'll tell you the truth that after you get to know who I am, because now you have seen a certain side of me that probably you like, then you have to choose then. But if I start
stay or go,
because you haven't even given you the opportunity to get to know me.
We have to be patient enough to understand the male gender
and don't expect so much. That's the full issue for me.
So, ladies, you've heard it from the main man himself. We have to practice patience and then also not put pressure on them.
Because to be quite honest, growing up, our relationships then were not really based on
material things.
Because I remember it was like when I was at campus, getting a girlfriend was basically about your being suave and smart and all that. But money wasn't the issue. You get to get a girl regardless of the money. But today, if you don't have a car, for instance,
what am I doing with you?
So the money issue has become a big deal now. That if you can't, people will a woman will assist you from what you can provide at that moment. If you can't, then what am I doing with you?
It's a tricky situation altogether. But I think live within your means. I think also some men should just live within their means. If you see a woman, she's way above somebody maybe that can actually
that is true. And there are men who are like that, who are not about to impress a woman for anything. They are there, but those are very few. And you find that in most cases they don't get what they want, so they become losers in a way.
How?
Because they want to get the woman they want.
Because they're about impressing?
No, because if they're honest with you and they tell you from the word go that I can't afford A, B, C, D, chances are you are not going to give them that opportunity. Because there are people like that.
Understood.
And you find them that they are loners in most cases.
Because but they can also, then people would fall in love with potential. Like, my guy, enough potential, maybe he's hardworking. Because there are certain men that actually do not show you the bigger picture.
It also depends on the way you're looking at it from one side, from the man's perspective. But what about the lady's perspective? What if women also stop thinking that men should be able to provide for everything?
Well, because it, like I said, whatever that we're addressing now comes from the older system. The fathers were macho men. They provided. A woman would just sit home and then be provided for. Women then would not even work. Like your husband would take care of you or your boyfriend from head to toe because walichimuli. But now many expectations kubanga bintu bichu same.
Yeah, but you see those women then respected their men.
Okay.
Respected their men. So that it was easier for them to handle their men. Today, women are different.
They don't respect because they get to work. You find like a CEO, Agamba, now I have to go home and cook for you. I've seen those conversations online where like women, they are owning space and they cannot be put in the same bubble of cleaning up the house, looking after you, looking after men, all those things. I think that's the problem because now women are emancipated.
Yeah, but what do you mean by emancipated? I don't get it because doing certain things doesn't make you less of a woman.
Well, it's the tradition now because they get to be bosses then.
That's where the problem comes in. When you want to be the boss, it becomes hard. You can have all the money you want, but as long as you respect the man and you know that this is the man, there's no problem with that.
Well, ladies, we have to respect men
because
and not put pressure on them so that they can have a very good mental health.
You see, how do you go back home and then you don't find a meal at the table and then...
No, but the avenues that are being put in place, we have house helpers that help women to do all these other things.
Those house helps are not a problem. But the thing is that in a situation where you don't even have a house help, I'll give you a scenario. You get back home and okay, your woman is working as well, but when you get back home, she's bringing in KFC as dinner. Wow.
Well, she couldn't find time to cook.
Yeah, I get it. But what if she had made an extra effort to come back home and prepare a simple meal? Do you know how much respect she would earn?
And Mnange, things have changed. They also work, they also get tired. So coming home, being tired, and then you're going to the kitchen, preparing all those things. Time consuming.
So preparing stuff like that, if you have a maid and all that, that is okay. This is fine, But at the end of the day, how do you treat your man? That is the biggest point.
Okay. So we ideally twewombeko, we respect men and also not put pressure on them.
Not put pressure on them and give them time.
Okay. How much time?
It doesn't matter.
When you wait on a man, you wait until Jesus comes back.
Because he's your man.
Okay. So
just like we want to pamper our ladies, we also want to be pampered in a way. But the love language here at times doesn't work.
Okay, so going on to something else that has been on the love side of the triangle, but there is the society side where, for example, you've been in the media industry, you've been an actor, and there's certain challenges that you have gone through, maybe that have affected you mentally. We can highlight on those and how you manage to go through so that you can help somebody listening and watching to actually realize that they are not alone, or people like you who are highly profiled can actually have the similar experiences and have a relation.
I think one of the most important thing is you need to know who you are and discover yourself. Once you do that, for me personally, it has helped me. Cool. Because to be quite honest, there's certain things that you say, I'm a celeb and all that, but you know, there are certain things that are expected of you as a celeb, that they expect you to have money, they expect you to have a certain standard, which is not a bad thing. But if you let that kind of determine who you are, then you're going to have a lot of problems because you get under pressure for people to make you do things. Like, for example, if I went to a restaurant and I wanted to have a meal, and I wanted a simple katogo, I was like, hey, Celeb, what would take katogo?
Now, yeah,
so they expect you to have like this high-end meal.
Yeah,
and
Serena.
Yeah, so you are forced into doing that, and yet you can't afford it. And that brings problems because the moment you do that, then they will raise their expectations as well. So you're putting yourself in a deep hole.
Yeah. So you should not be accountable. Make other people accountable
I've tried
for your life.
Yeah, I've tried to live my life the way I want. That's
evidently you have.
Yeah.
You're not in chaos. You're not in newspapers. You're not anywhere. It's been about work, acting.
Yeah, because I take a low profile. I think it's mostly to do with this whole celeb thing that you say. I don't know why people want to become celebs.
Everyone wants to be famous.
Yeah, and I don't understand what
when I'm known, I can get really around the world.
Yeah, you can get around the world, but it can also cause you problems. Because when you are known everywhere, so the expectations of you, and if you can't meet those expectations, you're putting yourself in a ditch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, so you've highlighted a good point, which I think is common among even some men. You don't go to the bars. That life you've not experienced. So
I don't go to the bars.
You told me you don't go to the bars.
I no longer go to the bars.
Oh, apologies.
I was in bar hop at one moment.
Apologies. You no longer go to the bars. So what happens in bars lately? We have Tuwaita chop life, like people that chop life, that come and spend like 11 million in a bar, that do all these things. Maybe some of these men want to impress girls because you see them, they have like a lot of girls surrounding them. And when somebody like that has put himself fear, you get the expectations are high because he's a don. Now, such a person, when they are going through hardship or emotional, financial crisis or whatever, we believe what we see is what people are. Most people believe that what you put yourself there is what represents you. So you would not understand such a man. Kubanga yetadde wano. How do you then go ahead to like help somebody like that? Those are instances of suicide when you find somebody yesse kubanga he went bankrupt or he ran broke, he could not keep up a lifestyle.
I don't think running broke is really the problem. It is the way that you have conducted yourself.
While broke?
Or? No, not while broke.
Yeah.
If you raise people's expectations so high, like you were saying that these guys who go to the bars and then spend. I mean, what is going to happen to you after that? Because you are showing off.
Yes.
So if you are showing off, it's going to be very hard for you when you fall to seek for help. So I believe as men, we should at a certain point live within our means.
Yeah. And the ego element comes in. Besides living within the means, there is how, it's the social media era and everyone wants to be talked about. You don't want to be famous, but the couple of people who want to be famous, they want to be talked about. We've seen in media where somebody can actually pay for a tabloid to...
Yeah, I get that a lot. And
yeah. So it's because also... men want to appear powerful, and also they have the status quo of bino kunjogerako. I've seen parties of where somebody actually has to like borrow money because bajagamba tetwagala kuswala. Yet if somebody does something small, intimate, because they have this thing of ewagundi ndi musajja gundi wachinswala bananda babatya. So it's also a problem.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like I told you in the beginning, that you need to know who you are. Once you do that and know who you are, then be humble enough. And then you'll be able to express yourself freely.
Yeah.
But the moment you start pretending to be who you are not, then you are raising the bar so high for yourself. such that when you get into problems, it becomes so difficult for people to help you.
Yeah, because you've been a high roller.
Yeah, and even you yourself do not want to admit that you are down.
So brings shame. In a nutshell, we should live in our authentic self.
True.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kwezi Kaganda Ruhinda. Is that the correct order? Thank you so much for going out of your shell to actually come and be with me today on this podcast. Your submission is really great, and it's going to help somebody out there, a fellow man who is struggling with ego, who is struggling with self-esteem, because some men want to belong. That's why they do all these things. They want to appear like, yes, I'm here, I've arrived. They have this arrivalism
which is a good thing, because in a way, let me be quite honest. If you don't have ambitions, if you don't, then what is life like really? But the point is, we need to be very careful, especially with for me as a man, the people you associate with, your friends are very important factor in your life. Yeah. And we choose our friends wrongly at times. Because if you have genuine friends, which is something very tricky nowadays, because most of the friends we have are not really our friends.
They're bad friends. Just go chibozi and go
impress
home.
And then you want to show off that I'm well off when you are not.
Yes.
But a true friend, if you cultivate good friendship, you won't have that problem at all, because you can have a friend who you can actually tell a problem, and they're not going to backbite.
They judge you.
Or backbite you. See, the kind of friends you have here, the fear is from the kind of friends we have. You tell them of your problem right now, then the next day your problem will be out there, because you tell someone, you know what, Kwezi was telling me about this and I helped him. So they want to show off that they actually helped
you. Yeah.
So if you're doing a favor to somebody, then why do you have to put it out there that you did a favor?
Yeah.
So it's also important that you choose your friends correctly.
Oh, thank you so much for that. For men out there, I believe the talking points have been so very beneficial to you, and try to emulate what Mr. Ruhinda has hinted on today. Choose your friends wisely. And women, patience to these gentlemen. Please let them have a soft space for them to actually embrace their feelings and be free to talk about what's happening in their lives. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. For those that have just joined the platform, Maggimbi Agnes is my name, your guest and host for Being Human. Till next time.